And now that the fall season's here and temps begin to fall, many residents are already thinking about heating costs and what's to come. Utility bills are about to transition from the costs of summer cooling to winter heating. And for many, it's a time to adjust their budget in order to stay warm this season. With energy rates expected to rise with the winter, Western Mass News turned to the Valley Opportunity Council to find out about their budget to provide heating assistance for local families in Hampden County this year after they faced delays last season.
We've seen in the past couple weeks or so an increase in inquiries through social media, the phone, our website, people asking when can they get their applications.
Director of Programs Melissa White telling Western Mass News while the season officially begins on November 1st, they're seeing an increase in people reaching out looking for help.
Sometimes I know people don't apply because they think they're not eligible. They think someone else needs it more. I would advise people to apply. This can really help people balance out making ends meet, having more money for groceries, for medical bills and things like that. This is available for homeowners, for renters. This is available for folks that work. This is available for seniors on a fixed income. This is available no matter how you heat your home, right? So whether it's wood, whether it's oil, whether it's gas. So come see us.
So far, they've already received 4,000 applications, but there's still plenty of time to apply for heating assistance. The deadline isn't until April 30th. Eligibility requirements change yearly, so you're encouraged to apply at valleyop.com.